episode of the Bad Questions, Worst Answers podcast. Each week, I, Connor, along with my friend Charlie, present a bad question to the others. Then, as a group, we attempt to explore these bad questions with the worst answers.
You were like looking deeply at your laptop screen, but the prompt isn't up there, which is, I think.
I know. I was looking at my levels.
Oh, which are really good this week. We're pretty happy with the level situation.
Good levels.
You want to talk about the sketch? Sketch on the main channel.
Yeah. I took the week off, really contemplated on what I wanted to do, and what I wanted to do was to make a sketch.
Do you have that creator burnout?
Not really. I mean, with working like an actual menial job, the motivation isn't the highest as it could be.
It's crazy how much working that 9-to-5 grind kills a day.
Yeah, and it's weird because I only work like 24 hours a week, but it's still such a thing. Yeah, it's like, yeah. I don't know. Yeah, but a sketch, the first sketch in months. It's been forever since there's been a sketch on the channel, but people seem to really love it. If you haven't watched it yet, check it out. It's funny.
Yeah. It's got it's sort of surreal. I would call it some surreal humor.
Yeah, there's a mix of genuinely well composed shots and just absolute.
It does look nice. I mean, considering like a one man show, you and Bo Burnham are like competing for the one man.
I just hit the nail on the fucking head with this shit. I'm so good.
Yeah, I think it's fun. So people should go check that out.
Yeah,
for sure.
Totally. What happened with you this week?
Nothing. That's what I'm talking about with that 9-to-5 deal. Like working like a normal work week, and it just is hard to come home and do anything at that point. Or if I do, it's like one thing. I've gotten nothing done for like personal projects and stuff. But I'm kind of fine with that. I wanted this summer to be a nice break.
Yeah.
Because we talked about how shitty our years were.
Yeah.
And this summer's short for me because of some school things. So
yeah,
it's a nice intermission, and it's been good.
That's good.
Seen some family, hung out with some friends, but it's been pretty low key, which has been a win.
Yeah.
How would you rate your summer? We're sort of entering the final stretch.
Yeah,
here.
it does definitely feels more like fall as we go.
Gonna be a hot week though.
Yeah.
Feels like 106 coming up next couple days. I'm hyped for that.
I think the summer. I think I'll rate the summer at like a 6 maybe. It's been a lot of like grinding. And July kind of flew by just because I've been working. Yeah. That's the thing that I noticed is like when I wasn't working, I feel like the summer just kind of going at a breakneck pace. And then I like started working an actual job and it just fucking flies by.
Yeah. I'm a little disappointed to have not pursued any hobbies of any kind. Yeah. And I guess there's still time to. I shouldn't like call it off. But I've gotten a lot, like I've really enjoyed my job and I've gotten a lot out of that, which has been satisfying. But yeah, I would say if we're rating them, I would put mine like pretty much at a 6 too. Yeah. But like it's not a 6 that is 4 points from a 10. It's like a 6 and I wanted it to be a 6. Yeah. You know, I wanted it to just be a chill. Just to cool down, and we can come out swinging hard in the fall, new school year. New vibe.
I'm moving out of my apartment like tomorrow.
Congrats. Although it's not really a congrats, is it? But
yeah, I mean, I'm not excited to live with 4 other people, but I am excited just for like a change.
That's true.
Part of me feels like refreshed to like reorganize my room and have everything cleaned, and it's like something new. So I think the change will be nice. The setting of the videos will change dramatically. But I'll make a video addressing that. The CCU season 1 is probably
coming to a close.
Yeah, and the epilogue will just be me being like, "Hey, man, we're moving to somewhere else." So,
I think it'll be fun to live with people. Like I know, I obviously lived alone the last year, and I mean, it was a shitty year to live alone, and there were a lot of downsides. But I loved the vibe of living alone, and you've been living alone for a while.
Yeah, it's been great.
But I'm now excited to go and live with people. I should be living with one of my close friends this next year, I think, if things work out right. And like I'm pumped about that. Yeah, Ben.
Okay.
Oh yeah, friend of the show.
Friend of the show, Ben.
It should be like I think there's a lot of fun to look forward to in living with people.
Yeah, especially when you're going to a new place.
Yeah, I also get that 4 people's a lot though.
Yeah,
like, that's a little different.
Yeah. Well, the plus side about you is that you're moving to a whole new location.
I'm going to DC.
Yeah,
baby.
where you don't know anybody, but like you're also like have a friend, like a close friend to like kind of parade around with.
It's a sweet gig. That study in abroad.
Yeah, that does sound really nice.
Where would you go if you could study abroad?
If it would be like outside of the U.S., probably Italy would be really cool. Spain would be really cool.
Friends of mine are going to Italy. I know a guy going to Spain too.
Scotland, just because I'm like half Scottish, more than half Scottish, I think.
It's so pretty up there too. Like that's such a beautiful part of the world.
I'll just be going up to people, be like, "Sorry, ma'am."
Yeah, I'd love to see the accent you come back with. Yeah, because I don't know. Like I definitely take on like when I go up to Minnesota for like a week. I come back with the Minnesota on me a little bit. It'd be fun to see what you came back with from that. I feel like we're just running like a shitty talk show. You want to get into a question?
Yeah, we can get into a question. What would be your Magnum Opus? Whoa! Bah!
Thank God for that bar. That would have been a real shitty build up there. It's an interesting. It's so broad that I don't know where to come at it from. Obviously, I'm an architecture major, so maybe the obvious answer is some building. But as I've said before, I don't really want to do architecture, so probably not a building. But I also don't really know what I want to do, so tough to say.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, I do know what to do.
The greatest YouTube commentary video of all
Not
time.
even that. I don't want to set my bar that low. It's like it sucks because I know what I want to do, but I have really no idea how to get there.
And what is it?
I mean, like I think like anything in like the entertainment industry where I think like trying to like direct or act would be really, really cool. But I think I've been thinking about this a lot lately. I think kind of making a cartoon show in sort of the like a similar vein, like the prestige of like an Adventure Time or regular show. There's this cartoon Over the Garden Wall. It's like a mini series. I think I talked about it on the pod maybe like a year ago or something. But I really love those types of shows. I love the format where it's like 11 minutes. The format is pretty much always the same.
Yeah.
But it never gets old, and it's so iconic. I don't know.
You should just like start writing it. I mean, that's like, who wouldn't say that?
Yeah.
Do you have any idea? Like, is it something where you do have some ideas for it, or that's just like something you like the idea of that?
A little bit of both. I think it'd be relatively like easy to write in comparison to like other forms of television or film. But I just think like coming up with those characters and like the world, and I talked with like Chris for like, it wasn't really anything serious, but briefly to like ideate some sort of cartoon show.
Cause doing some ideating on the side.
Yeah, because Chris draws, and I mean, he did the Tuesday Ghost for me. I mean, it's not like the Tuesday Ghost isn't like
probably really, not his Magnum.
But I mean, I told him to like purposely make it like doodly, like. But I mean, he's a good artist, and like I talked to him a little bit because he also really loves those kind of cartoons, and stuff like that. And I don't know. I just love it. I eat it up. I don't know. I think it would be something like that, or like a feature would be cool. I don't think it would be music, even though I really do love the idea of being like a superstar in like my own respect. I mean, I really do. Like, I mean, I wouldn't be like putting myself out on YouTube if some part of me didn't want to be any sort of like attain any sort of fame. But I mean, I don't think my music chops are any good, even though I don't know, it's just something that I like probably the idea of more than actually doing it.
If you and I made a movie, what would it be about?
I don't know. I don't want it to be like a teenage coming of age film, because I feel like we've
already kind of
I feel like for the past 4 years, every idea that we come up with is a teenage coming of age lonely boy deal.
I wonder where that script that like outline we had is.
Fuck.
I'd love to
go
it's
back probably
and read
a
it.
doc. It's probably in the Google Docs.
There were some not awful ideas in there, but there were more really bad ones.
Yeah.
Sure. Anyway, it would be fun to go back and look at. Would it be a comedy?
I think it would be fun to make a genuinely good timeless comedy. Obviously it wouldn't appeal to like masses, because I feel like we have a pretty...
I just don't think I'm that good at writing comedy, or like writing at all. But I don't think I would struggle to like write or come up with anything comedic. Like anytime I think of premises or ideas or something, they're dramatic.
Yeah. No, yeah, me too.
I'd enjoy doing a comedy, but there's so much skill in the timing and everything of that too.
Yeah.
I think it's a lot harder to make a really good comedy than a really good drama.
I think it would be so much fun to make a thriller or like a heist movie. I love
heist movies.
I love heist movies.
I'm a big like any crime thriller.
Yeah.
I've always loved heist. Have you ever seen the movie Leon?
No.
I think it's called Leon the Professional, maybe. But anyway, Leon. It's a movie about like a bounty hunter sort of a guy, like generic killer. Although it's more well done than generic killer. But he like, I can't remember how he like meets this little girl or something on a job. She's maybe like 8 or something like that, and he like teaches her how to be a mercenary bounty hunter. I haven't seen it in a long time. It's old, maybe 80s or something, 80s, 90s. I haven't seen it in a long time, but I've loved it. And every idea I've had, or the most composed idea that I've had for a movie, is to do something about like a kid. Sorry. Is everything good?
I thought I saw the one of the books from AP English.
That'd be fun.
I forget what it was called. Sorry.
But you thought you saw it?
Yeah.
The one you
starts
can't
with a
remember.
C. I forget. We read it like at the very end of the year. It was like a short story or whatever.
And it's the satire, right?
Yeah.
It's the famous satire.
Yeah.
That's fucking
that
annoying.
Probably nobody got.
I didn't.
Yeah.
I didn't read it.
I didn't read it either.
So we both didn't read it.
Yeah.
Got it. The best idea I've had is it's something to do with like a kid in like a broken home or a shitty situation, and like how the kid learns to be some sort of a merc, just like how they become a John Wick or a James Bond or something like that. I don't know if that's generic or not, but I've had some cool ideas for it.
I think it'd be really cool to make a TV show in the vein of like Breaking Bad or The Sopranos. Or
would you want to do a TV show or a movie?
I think I would want to do a TV show. Just because I for some reason, TV appeals to me more. Just because I watch it more than I do movies. But I love both. Or even like a show like Succession. The interesting thing, like I was just thinking of this, is that I mean, there's so many like YouTube videos and like people like know what makes those shows work.
Yeah.
but I feel like it's so hard to kind of be like, okay, I know how this all works, and I know, but we need to put them in place. And I think it's so interesting to be able to know like why Succession works as a show and like all the intricacies of each part, or Breaking Bad, why that works, or Better Call Saul, and just have, because I know there's so many people that like have those shows as touchstones of like inspirations and be like, okay, I know how this works, so I'm gonna apply it to my own screenplay, and it just comes out like shit. I don't like, I know.
Because I think it's when you're like forcing something. I think I would argue the reason any show works is because it knows what it is, you know, and it reacts to itself and does its own thing. Like Succession isn't taking cues from Breaking Bad.
Oh yeah,
you know?
Succession
like,
is
Succession is just doing its thing really well.
Yeah, because they've like crafted their own character. That is a good point, because I mean, Breaking Bad, you can say that like it wouldn't be where it is without like Sopranos, like that kind of Tony Soprano.
Oh sure, yeah, they can take inspiration. Yeah, and maybe you could say Succession stole whatever. From
yeah, but I guess it is like its own spin on, like it's a unique original spin, and the story doesn't. I would argue like most stories from like Breaking Bad or Succession don't come from other TV shows. They come from real life, and they kind of get implemented into characters and like a plot surrounded by that. Like, I mean, Succession is like based on Murdoch family, and Breaking Bad, like Vince Gilligan said it was like he saw some weird fucking thing on like news story on TV, and he was like, I'm gonna do this, and then, you know, however many years later, can't do anything without Vince Gilligan. I mean, the amount of times Bryan Cranston and Aaron Paul have been like, I mean, if Vince Gilligan calls, I'm there.
They love the man. People said the same about Mitch Hurwitz on Arrested Development.
Really?
Until that just tanked. I always viewed those two as like a weird yin and yang of like my favorite drama and my favorite comedy show.
I still haven't seen that last half of Arrested Development season 5. I still haven't seen it. But I don't have any.
Oh, I don't want to. Yeah, but I need to.
Yeah,
you know, like it's a.
Yeah, I don't want to either, but I know I probably should see it. Yeah, they really did that show.
It ran itself into the ground so hard. So we're doing a heist. Sort of
some
TV
sort of like
show.
Crime drama. Yeah. I think that would be really cool, just because I feel like you could just get like so much more adventurous with the ideas and just like what you can do dramatically with that.
I do too, and I find, I mean, I think a lot of people go this way, where when you get an idea that's like big enough and good enough, it's hard to condense it down into.
Yeah. I mean, that was Mr. Robot, the show that I love to.
Yeah, plug.
Yeah. It was originally like a movie script, and like the Sam Esmail was kind of like made into a pilot, and just kind of all 4 seasons were kind of like each act of what the movie would be. And that's another thing about TV shows, is that like generally the first season kind of like sets up the characters, and then at the end, kind of like a Game of Thrones, where it's like, here's the moment where everything like turns upside down or whatever the fuck. That's another thing in a lot of winter's coming. That's another thing in a lot of popular TV shows that happens. At least I don't think it happens in Succession. I mean, it kind of happens in the first episode when Logan has that brain aneurysm, but after that they kind of forget about it. Because
the show's so good.
Yeah, it is.
We don't need to go down that road.
We don't. Yeah,
it knows exactly what it is, and it's such a unique and kind of weird combination of ingredients. And that score, the music. Whenever I think that show, it just starts like banging in my head. It's so good. Yeah, exactly that. Yeah, that. It's so good. What do you think of my like coming of age killer idea?
I think I think that'd be good. Definitely heartfelt. I'm sure there would be moments of.
I'm picturing it gritty.
Yeah.
I mean, not that there couldn't be heartfelt, but it's like a kid, and he learns to do this stuff
He's
because
raised
his
by a pack
childhood
of
is
wolves.
bad.
Yeah. It's like a. Fuck, I don't remember what it was. Fuck, the Three Trees. It's with Ryan Gosling.
Place Beyond the Pines.
Yeah, Place Beyond the Pines, where their kids are just like, Actually, I don't fucking remember what the movie. I don't know.
I can't remember what happens.
Yeah, I don't.
He's a biker, right? Or
yeah, and then he like pulls off a heist, and then his kid also rides bikes. Or something.
That's the best we can do.
Yeah, I
must see.
Yeah, a must see. Both guys ride bikes.
But at the end of the movie, his son also rides a bike.
I do want to make a coming of age film. I think it would be really cool to write, just because a lot of my formative. I mean, I'm sure everybody has their formative movie where it's a coming of age film, but I just I don't like entertaining it anymore, because I just feel like I just go to the same thing where I'm just like projecting myself as the main character.
Yeah, that's why I wouldn't want it to be something like High School, or like, I don't know, the things that have been done. That's I am sure there's a million movies that have done this. Like,
I'm so lonely. And then that's pretty much the, yeah.
I'm sure there's a million good examples that I haven't seen or can't think of like a coming of age criminal kind of a thing. But that's what I do like about that. And I like the idea of exploring. Oh, that's such a gross word. I like the idea of focusing on like
exploring.
Focusing on a like a really shitty environment and all the little like micro parts of that lead to someone. Like that's what my ideas have been, are like little things that might come about as someone in a shitty spot where you'd like learn the skills that it takes, or like, you know, formative moments where you'd learn the things you need to know to be a bad human being, and really good at being a bad human being. I think there's something neat to that,
and I'm sure you could explore that child
I didn't even catch it.
In his adult years, that trauma or whatever.
Yeah, I think it's like clearly a flashback.
Yeah,
a flashback and forth. I don't know how that works.
Like he starts off as like an adult, and then he.
Yeah, I'm not sure, because I hate like just the basic idea of like a bunch of flashbacks.
It's like I'm thinking of Ending Things, where the janitor is like the. Have you seen that movie?
Yeah.
Where the janitor is the guy that looks like Matt Damon. I don't know. I forget his name. Yeah. Married to Kirsten Dunst.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that guy. It's kind of like that, where you just kind of like go back to him for a sec, and he's doing his thing. Then you go back, but it's younger.
Yeah, that's what I don't know, is how you would do the back and forth, because I don't want it to be. I wouldn't want to have it be like a whole episode of the kid, or like 4 episodes of the kid, and then all of a sudden he's an adult or something. And I don't want to do like a whole skipping over, you know, where you do like a day at 8, a day at 12. I don't want it to be that kind of a thing.
Yeah.
I just want it to be like you see the old guy and you pop back and see as he goes through whatever his heist or something is, like where he learned what he does and how that comes together to create this guy. And I love movies where you're cheering for a awful human being, or like someone that's
the anti-hero.
Yeah. I'm a big fan of that vibe.
Yeah,
so that
cool. Yeah, because I think it makes him more. I don't think it even has to be an anti-hero, but just someone that's like human and does shitty things, I think is appealing.
Yeah, I think I've found a better way to say it. I like movies where you're like somebody's just. I hate movies where there's like a duo and they're really good at working together, and then it like pulls them apart and that kind of a thing.
Yeah,
I love watching people just be really fucking good at what they do.
Yeah,
right, and like just kill it at their thing. And I get that you need to have like downfalls. It can't all be perfect. But I think you can get away with them being like really good and awesome at what they do a little bit more if what they do is like not a positive thing. You know, like if they're
like
bad.
John Wick kind of.
Sort of, but they're like you're on his side,
yeah,
right?
That's
like
true,
he's getting
yeah.
retribution.
So yeah, these people are like just killing innocents.
Well, not like innocent, but maybe just like, you know, a bounty hunter
whatever,
or something.
yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm a big fan of movies where you're just like watching someone be awesome. Like I love Ocean's 11, right? Because everybody's like doing their part.
That is such a good movie.
Yeah, it's the.
That was like one of the few movies where I was like that. I just had like a lot of fun watching that movie.
Yeah.
I don't really get that feeling with a lot of movies.
No, and it's one you can go back to any time and just like settle in and enjoy it. You know, like it's good and interesting and really compelling, but it's not like the high-minded, like gotta focus on it. You're like you're saying, it's just fun. Like you can just be there and have a good time, but still be watching like a good movie.
Yeah. I think that's like the kind of the perfect. I think that's what like a lot of directors strive to be, where it's like like technically it's like an amazing movie, but like it's also just like genuinely fun. I think there's like a few directors like that where their aim is to just be really just entertaining.
Who directed that? Do you know? Is it Brad Bird? That's the name that's coming to mind, and I feel like an idiot because I feel like that's not going to be who it is.
Just a couple guys searching.
What other movies come to mind when you think of that? Like that type of movie, I mean.
Logan.
I've never seen it. I really want to.
I was thinking that the whole time while you were describing it to me. Because it is I mean, they're not. She's not. I mean, Logan is the Wolverine, and like
Steven Soderbergh
and
Brad Bird was super wrong.
Brad Bird. And the child is also like a Wolverine powers, and she's supposed to get to a spot. It's like a point A to point B thing, but
I should check that out. Is it on? It's not on anything. Oh, would it be on Disney Plus? Is Wolverine Disney?
I think so. I mean, with the Fox thing, I'll look it up. It's my turn.
Okay, you'll hop on the lookup. Anyway, I feel like I've sort of dominated this Magnum Opus thing by talking about a random idea that I've had for a long time and slowly
it's all good.
Built on.
It says it's on Hulu, but I'm sure you have to have like a Sling prescription.
No, I hate that
subscription. Yeah, I don't know.
Well, maybe I'll rent it. Maybe I'll whip out the old credit card.
Yeah, it's been a solid $3.99.
Yeah.
I think it would. Fuck.
So is TV show? So you're on TV show. Would you rather do like like something like what we've been talking about, or like what you were saying earlier, the like 11-minute sketch based?
I mean, a cartoon show would be a dream to have, but also I think it'd be really cool to make like a romance. I just think like of. Have you seen the film Maurice?
No.
It's kind of like how Hugh Grant got his start. It's by the same director who I think wrote Call Me by Your Name. He does a lot of A Room with a View. He also directed that. He does a lot of kind of like queer films.
It's in my watch list from somewhere. So,
yeah, it's really, and there's like, I just love like romance when it's kind of just like indulgent in a way where it's kind of just like reminiscing on like a moment. I love shots like that. I mean, that's kind of the only reason why I would make something like that. But also, I just think like the idea of making a really good romantic drama would be really cool. Just because I think you can be so melodramatic and have some like merit to it. Because it makes a little bit more sense. I think that would be really cool to make a movie like that. But yeah, for TV shows, I just want something like The Wire mixed with The Sopranos, with like a sprinkle of Breaking Bad in there.
Yeah.
Maybe some Mad Men too.
2/3 HBO, 1/3 AMC.
Yeah.
What's Mad Men? Is that AMC?
I think so.
Oh, half and half then. Half AMC, half HBO.
HBO has like too much good stuff.
Yeah, their run of like, or their series of fantastic TV shows is kind of unreal.
Yeah. It's weird. I feel like it would be weird to... You would really have to have impeccable taste to kind of... Or to kind of like agree to like distribute that.
Yeah.
And also... Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the vetting process is or what people are behind that to be like, okay, we're going to approve this and it's going to be great.
And it's like, I'm sure there's misses, you know.
I'm sure there is too.
Like you could scroll through and find them, but it's still just crazy.
But the cream always rises to the top, and almost.
I mean,
like,
if you're making
more
like a top
often,
10 TV shows, like in an objective, not just preferential, but even probably preferential. Like,
HBO has pretty much all of them.
It's more than anyone else. Yeah,
like they have like The Wire, Sopranos, Succession's on there as well.
Breaking Bad.
It's not on HBO. That's on AMC. Netflix. But they have like a ridiculous run of shows. It's odd.
So you're at movie or TV series of some kind, right? Of the things you've said, which is your peak magnum opus that you're aiming for?
I think it would be. I mean, everyone wants this, but it'd be so like just pat myself on the back, like I've done it, to make just like a TV show or movie or that's like such like a touchstone of something to where, like everyone looks at it and is like, yes, this is how you do it.
Yeah. What do you think that would be, though? Like, that's my point. It's like, we've talked about a lot of things. Where do you think you could do that?
I would say probably like a like sort of dramatic TV show. I think like the cartoon show I was talking about I think would be sort of like a passion project. But if it was something that I like really wanted to go hard on, it would probably be a TV show.
Okay.
Just because I think now more than ever, so much money is being put towards TV, and you can do so much more with TV. And like the bar for it is like high enough. To where I think you can do something like really cool.
Is Barry on HBO?
Yeah.
There's another killer one. Sorry, it just popped into my head. That's got a similar vibe to what I'm sort of aiming for.
Yeah, that kind of like dry, dark.
Yeah, the humor in that is really well executed.
Yeah, and they have like genuine, intense, dramatic moments.
Yeah.
Henry Winkler's so fucking funny in that show.
He's awesome. Yeah, the casting is killer.
Yeah.
Like every role in that is so well done.
Yeah, Barry's like, you would never expect Bill Hader to be this kind of like serious man. Like
he's awesome.
Yeah, he is spectacular.
I mean, that show goes places.
Yeah,
there's some, and it's even like the last season was like really well produced and stuff like that. Like all the fighting and everything. It's a really well
it's
done
great.
Show. There's HBO.
Henry Winkler really does play like the aloof character.
Yeah, he's.
Like, because
I hate to say he's like typecast because I don't think he is.
He plays something similar in like Arrested Development and Parks and Rec. If you've seen,
he's just got a great he's got a great delivery of.
He just kind of does like the whoa, like that
that
kind of deal so well.
Yeah, but he's a really good actor. Like in Barry, he's got great scenes too.
That's another great show where it just keeps you on your seat. Like, you never know what the fuck's going to come.
Yeah,
but it all makes sense, too.
There's 3 seasons of it, right? Or 2?
2. I think the 3rd season is probably going to come out soon.
I'm sure.
I don't know.
I feel like this year, or like the 2022 is going to be a killer year for movies. And even
Marvel
maybe
movies.
what I should say is like the Oscar season of 2021. Like, there's a lot of good shit that's on its way out.
Did you hear what I said?
What? No.
When you finished that, I was like, for Marvel movies.
Yeah. Could not give less of a shit.
Yeah, I couldn't either. I after Endgame, I tuned out.
Do you think do you think there's something that they screwed up on their end, or was that just always the outcome?
What, to just grind out something?
Well, do you think like what is it called, like Plan B, or not Plan B, the Marvel Cinematic Universe, like Part 2 that they're in now? Do you think they somehow screwed that up and it just didn't make things people were interested in, or do you think that after Endgame it was guaranteed?
I think after Endgame and that Spider-Man Far From Home movie, I think it was guaranteed to just have massive fatigue.
Yeah.
Because
it had just gone on for too long, and you built up to a thing like
the thing,
and you're happened, not
gonna. It's gonna be fucking hard to top it. It's gonna be almost impossible.
Yeah, and now that we all know what happens, it's hard to go back in time and care about Natasha Romanoff, right?
Yeah, and that was the big issue with everybody, where it's like, she's fucking dead. Why do we care?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, spoiler. Don't care. Yeah, because we went a year without Marvel, and now we've had literally half this year of a Marvel TV show coming out pretty much every week, and that's
wild.
Yeah.
Oh, because Loki too. I forgot about that.
Yeah, we had like WandaVision, Captain America, whatever, and Loki, and then Black Widow came out, and I'm sure there's something else coming out later this year.
Captain America thing too. I forgot about that as well. Yeah, I wonder how well they're doing with those. I mean, I know people are watching.
Oh yeah,
they're not like complete
people
fall-offs, because I do know people that are super into it, but it has nowhere near the broader cultural appeal that it used to.
It just feels so like indulgent now, without just a purpose.
And it's just like we know the character.
And you get to a point of world building where it becomes like, okay, this is like a little bit too much. Like, do you know what I mean?
No.
Like, I feel like you get to a certain point of lore where you can either go, like Endgame. Like, Endgame is a culmination of all this lore built into a single movie where it all kind of wraps it up into a bow. And then we're going to, expand that. And I know they're making it as, books or whatever, whatever it is. But it just, it feels so indulgent now to make all these things where it's like, oh, it has to be a web of tie-ins and connecting to other things.
Yeah, and I've not seen an episode of any of these shows, so I'm not qualified to offer an opinion, but I've heard from other people. Like, I've got a friend who was super into the Scarlet Witch.
Yeah, WandaVision.
Yeah, WandaVision. He was super into that. Friend of the show, Ben. I don't know why I keep saying my friend. Friend of the show, Ben, was super into that show, and he said half of every episode was awesome and super cool, but then you could see them start to shoehorn in the setup and everything.
I think that's so annoying.
That's what so many of these movies feel like. Like they're giving, it's all about giving directors and great actors the opportunity to just go out and do their own thing, except we're also forcing in these characters, and you need to have these guys be introduced so that we can connect it all at the end. And it's neat to see some of those Marvel movies were cool. But
at a point it's like, why do we care? I
would just rather you give the directors and the writers and the actors the money to then go make something that is not within this same
make something original.
Universe.
This isn't anything new set, but it's literally all about IP and what makes money. So
no, and you can't blame them. They can't sell plushies of another movie like The Favorite or something like that. But it is annoying to not see the talent wasted, because it's not, and they're good. But
and all those actors have their own merit outside of. That's one of the things that I always found interesting outside of the Marvel universe is that pretty much all those actors have artistic merit to a fairly high degree in other movies. Like Chris Evans is just an all-around great actor. Scarlett Johansson, I would argue, is one of the best female actors of she's just been in so much stuff. She's been in pretty shit movies, but she's had some really great stuff.
Yeah.
like Robert Downey Jr.'s great
he's
actor.
Had some, yeah, he's it's a shame because Iron Man like sort of killed his career, not killed his career, but killed his career in other movies because he was just Iron Man for like a decade and a half or more or something.
That's
like,
the thing.
When did the first Iron Man come out? Like
2009?
2008 or 9.
Yeah. The thing I love about the first Iron Man is that it's like Jon Favreau when he's still like in his swingers dialogue. Like it's like very snappy.
We got a lot of swingers.
I know. I love that movie. It's like it's a lot like very snappy and flashy with like the way it is. And then he was like the first Iron Man was like artistic in like its own way.
It was a good movie.
Yeah. And then Jon Favreau.
I mean, it just like he was constantly making Iron Man and never got to be in other things. But the non-Iron Man Robert Downey Jr. movies, or I should say, Robert Downey Jr. in non-Iron Man movies is often really good.
And
what?
Yeah, do you want to end it off here? Do we have anything else?
I mean,
I don't have any.
So maybe our let's say our
oh yeah, I forgot about the question.
Let's say our collective magnum opus is a dramatic TV
like crime.
Show. Yeah, dramatic, sort of heisty, crimey, maybe some coming of age elements.
Yeah. Always got to throw in the coming of age.
Yeah, I mean, how can you not?
Yeah.
Why is that the phrase? Like, where did coming of age?
I hate it. I hate. From? Yeah.
It's like when I said explore earlier. Like you're just like using the lingo.
It doesn't mean anything.
So grimy. Yeah. Huh. All right. Well, we'll make one of those. Maybe.
Yeah.
Probably not.
Watch out in 2 decades.
Yeah, 20 years.
All right.
Well, that was either good or a train wreck. I really didn't have